all that she wants. Let's go to Epic. That's all she wants.
That's all we did.
Yeah, I know.
We'll never come back again. It's got a death curse. It's got a death curse.
Drop.
Welcome into a brand new episode of the Death Curse Club. I am owner-operator of the establishment, Zach Hilton, and once again with me is the hostess herself,
That's me.
That's her. If you want a good table, make sure to slip her a little something, and she'll put you right there in the corner where there's a nice little...
Oh my God.
This is the Death Curse Club. We're on Instagram and Threads, Death Curse Club. We have a YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like this video, because you love everything that we're talking about, which is Epic Universe. Today, we are going to give you two of the lands, the portals that you walk through at Epic Universe in this episode.
Yeah.
Then if you want something a little extra, you can actually support the show and go to the Patreon, Zach Speakeasy, and then the door is open and you get the other two portals, 3 lands.
Yes.
2 portals, 3 lands. And usually you have to pay extra for that, is
do.
why you're paying extra to hear those things. What an episode. We're doing it. We're doing it here on the Death Curse Club. We are. So, Brooke and myself and family went on a vacation. And it's not a vacation. It was a worldcation, because Epic Universe on May 22nd opens up for the worldwide to be a part of. And during the last month and a half, they have allowed guests to come experience the park and preview the little peek. And we decided, I want to see a little peek. So we figured out that we could go the week before it opened.
Yeah.
Decently priced.
Yeah.
Because tickets during the summer are obviously going to be insane in the membrane.
And knowing it was also like a preview.
Knowing that it was a preview. Yeah. And I think that was the smartest thing that we could have done leading up to going, because it is a preview. I'm not getting everything. I'm not going to be able to do all the things I want to do. That being said, boy, this trip, this Epic Universe trip that we did, that was literally, you counted it out, 36 hours total in Florida.
Yeah.
We flew down Friday afternoon.
Afternoon
to night. Well, you got to think the layover.
Yeah, but we didn't land until night. Like, everything was shut down. Like, the parks were already closed. So it's not like we could.
We went to City Walk.
I said parks.
Okay, that's fine. So, 36 hours. Florida, we are doing this.
Yeah.
Epic Universe. We had a whole day. We went from opening, which we were staying at Stella Nova, which once again, we'll talk about on the Patreon.
Yes.
The hotel with that, because a month ago, we stayed at Terra Luna. So, we're going to give our thoughts on both hotels. And we went from 8 a.m., 8 p.m.
Yeah.
We opened it, we closed it.
Yeah.
And we're about to give you a lot of our feelings of Dark Universe, not Ministry. What is it called? What's the land called? Paris?
Yeah, it's Paris. Yeah.
It's Paris. We'll give you that. We'll give you the Ministry.
The Harry Potter, yeah.
It's the Harry Potter. It's Newt. What if I sat here and said Newt Scamander the whole time? What if it was called Newt Scamander and the Mystery Battle of Magic?
Oh, okay.
What if it was?
No.
That? Okay, that's fine. Let's get into this.
Yes.
We've been jibber jabbering far too long.
Before, you kind of alluded that we did, City Walk was open for Friday when we got in. And we did a little something there. Like, there was a purpose. Well, I was going to grab.
What do you mean grab? Oh, you're actually going to grab it? Yeah, just grab the one right there. There was a focus why we went into City Walk, because something was actually unveiled that week.
Yeah, like literally the day before.
And we picked this bad boy up.
So from the Coca-Cola. I was going to say from the Coca-Cola venue in City Walk. It is the Jaws 50th anniversary. That's what it says. Anniversary right there. Anniversary.
It's the Freestyle Cup that they released.
Yes.
I wanted it so badly because during the week they also revealed that San Francisco is going to be a tribute section.
Yeah, which the pictures of that look amazing.
Looks amazing, but they also had merchandise, new merchandise, and we were like, maybe we'll see it, and we were luckily enough to see they have a Jaws centric little bit in Universal City Walk, which I was like, oh, thanks guys, you did this for me, because this would have been a highlight marquee at the old school store they used to have before the preview, but they brought it here. That was fine. They had tank tops, they had shirts, they had all these things, and it's being washed because I used it today. We bought the Amity Island coffee mug, and it was everything I needed. So we love mugs. So we got the 50th anniversary Freestyle Cup. We got the mug. I was happy. Jaws was done. My Universal action was done. So then we do Epic Universe, and we're not going to get into Celestial. We're not going to get into the two other lands. We're just focusing right now, because this is a spooky show. We're getting into the spooky. So let's talk about how we went to Dark Universe. And this is a picture of Frankenstein's castle. Oh, look at that guy. Look at that happy boy. Look at that happy boy. He's in his land. I should
have sent you some of the videos that I have of us walking in.
Maybe I'll show that. Maybe I'll show that at Instagram if you go to Death Curse Club. But this was the portal that we entered for said universe. Brooke, first I want to get the atmosphere talked about here. When you went in, I mean, it's hard to avoid because we are a part of that like theme park.
Yeah.
I don't want to say community.
Well, here's what I will say. Okay, so us going on our trip was a last minute decision. Hence the very 36 hours.
You booked it 3 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, not even. I think it was 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. I booked it 2.5 weeks ago. It was let's go. Had we known that we were going to be going this quickly, we would have probably steered clear of a few more things of, videos or whatnot. But we were looking that we weren't sure when we were going to go, probably maybe during HHN. Like we just weren't sure. So trying to avoid any spoilers from, what was it?
I mean, the
April.
Ride, April. From March.
Well,
late March,
but like videos videos and pictures really weren't being able to be officially released until April. So going from April to September without seeing anything would be very difficult. Like regardless, on Instagram, we follow a lot of, people, and because Universal's our home, it's our second home. So being able to stay clear of that was very hard. And especially when we had talked about it. Now, we did not watch any like videos of like going through. It was a lot of pictures. And then once we really knew that we were going this quickly, we really stayed clear of anything. So going back to what you were asking, yes, I had some spoilers, but let me tell you, I do not care how many videos I watched. None of them, no matter even the 4K ones, don't do any of it justice. Like being able to walk through and get the feelings, the smells, like all of the things, the sounds, you really feel like, and it's really crazy because while we're not talking about Celestial Park, you still feel like you're in a theme park in Celestial Park. It's very beautiful. Like it is probably one of the most beautiful aspects.
Right.
But going through that portal is literally like the start of blocking you off and transforming you into the land, and it feels like nothing else exists.
So it's funny you say that, because one of my first thoughts of being in Celestial and looking around, there are bits where you can see the other lands.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, I was like, that's interesting, because when you look at Diagon Alley, you don't get that. Like, you don't see anything.
There's a lot of people that don't even know that Diagon Alley is there.
Exactly. But when you're in the portal, and I did this on purpose, I couldn't see anything else.
No, you can't.
There's not, once you're in that world, you're in that world.
I will even say I'm very impressed by that because they have planted a lot of plants and trees.
Mm-hmm.
And while they have put in some grown trees in there, like Universal does a really good job of that.
Grown ass trees.
Of rehabbing trees as well.
Yeah.
But you can tell like some of those trees have not fully grown into the potential of what they will be.
Right.
To be able to shade things.
Right.
So to already have it like you are secluded, phenomenal. And the eerie feeling, like I wish, like it closed at 8:00. We didn't get to go back in there towards the end. I wish we could have, but I mean, they closed that portal.
Yeah, we just a spoiler for Zach Speakeasy. When 8:00 hit, we were kicked out of Nintendo hard, and the portal doors closed.
I think if you were already in a line, like that's how people
get the later
ones.
And
this park is definitely a night park. I will say that. I wish that it opened up later and stayed later. Like I feel like that should be better times. Yeah.
10 to 10.
Because at 8:00, it wasn't dark out. No. It wasn't even dusk out. Like it was
afternoon. Well, when we were leaving, it was that dusk feel, but not enough dusk to make the lights feel important.
Yeah.
If that makes
sense. Like it was still bright out.
Right.
So I would have loved that aspect of it. And I would love to see that. But going back to
the question twice.
Yeah. Going back to, I was blown away. I felt the eerie feeling. It felt very HHN-y. It felt very Halloween-y, girly. Like I was loving it.
Right.
I felt like the ear. I was shocked, and mind you, you were like, well, it's mist, it's not fog. I was hoping of more of that like fog smell, which is weird because we get it somewhere else, which is not, which we'll talk about. Yep. So that threw me off because I was kind of more so expecting that, even from the pictures. Like I thought that it was more of like that foggy smell, but you didn't get that.
Right.
But I still, oh man.
I think fog is to come. I think the misters were kind of
we were in preview. Yeah.
We're in heat time.
But I was still shocked. One of the things that I said was like, I'm shocked that there are not more misters to cool my sweaty self off.
I still think that's other things. Look, my feeling of walking in, and there is video of this. I will post it to the Instagram, the shorts of YouTube once all collected. This was everything I wanted. It nailed the section perfectly, which was, this is a horror world that is including everyone.
Thank you.
Spooky. If there is a person in your group or a child or somebody that like monsters are scary, this is the gateway theme park to get them interested. Because for me, they did a really good job with the aesthetic of the place. The music by Danny Elfman is unstoppable.
Oh yeah.
And we went through this. Actually, fun fact, this is the only park that got 2 visits from us. So 2 portal visits. And I'm very thankful for doing that because our first time around was aesthetic, food, ride, go. We came back because we were like, well, we can ride this again, because for some reason the Frankenstein experiment had a good time. I mean, it's been steady 20-minute wait the entire time. And I was like, this is the ride that we can redo. Let's do this one. And because we did that, we were able to not only meet Igor, but we were also able to meet the Invisible Man, and then have a character meet and greet with Frankenstein's monster and Bride of Frankenstein. So from here on out, that we got the aesthetics. You love the aesthetic. Let's get into the food. First, food. The food of this place, unstoppable. So we
went to the Burning Blade.
We went to the Burning Blade, which was a big thing that I needed in my life, which I don't have a picture of the Burning Blade up here, but if you go to the Instagram, once again, I have so much. Yeah.
And I will also say that we had a really good, like, we got to see it burning. Like, we literally went into the park, and I'm so thankful because teen Hilton was like,
adult Hilton.
I know, yeah, adult Hilton at this point was like, we've got 5 minutes and the burning blade's gonna go.
Right.
He was
on
impressed. I was like, okay. And so we were able to see that, and then we went right into the burning blade.
Well, let's do that. This is a restaurant for this section, and it's a bar, tap room kind of deal.
Tavern.
So when he yelled that, we went over. I heard faintly the clock going, the bell tower. I was like, oh shit, this thing is really going to do it. From that moment on, music started playing. Then there's faint voices from the village that are yelling, he went to the windmill. He's at the windmill.
Which is really cool because
what are we doing?
We just watched
Van Helsing.
Which was amazing leading up to this section.
Low key, Van Helsing, the movie, has a lot of like
even in the
ride feel very close to kin to this section. So that said, the burning blade went. I'm a fucking babbling brook, basically.
Go in.
Just
immediately had
a hellhound. A hellhound was talking to Kid Hilton, and they had a very good interaction between each other. And then he did his shtick of like, hellhounds, raise your glasses or your hands. And remember, we're going to fight the monsters. And he even told Kid Hilton, he was like, make sure you get the garlic so you can ward off the vampire. I mean, story. And we all raised our glasses. We all howled like we were howling at the moon. He said, good luck, good night. May God have mercy on your souls.
And that's what I will also say. Like, this land did such a good job with the interactions by far. And we had interactions in a lot of the lands. This one nailed it. I mean, even the ride, like going in, nailed it. Like I was blown away by this land. Blown away. I think that all of the tiny details is what sent this into the next level for me.
I love that. So the food though, in the burning blade, we got the I showed it earlier. We got these cheese balls that are charred. So charred cheese balls with a jalapeno.
Charred balls.
Sriracha charred balls. Oh, look at these black balls. We all had black balls with sriracha sauce, and we also got the garlic bread steak. With a garlic dipping sauce. I don't have the picture up here, but we also got,
and that was the Hunter's garlic steak. That's what it's called.
And then we also got the burning chicken,
burning cheddar bites,
and then the chicken,
steak grilled chicken.
All three of these items, bangers. The cheddar cheese balls had a nice everybody keeps saying Taco Bell. No, it's not. It's like, I was expecting the jalapeno sauce. It really wasn't though. But
I can get the reference of it because it's got the it's not Taco Bell. It's like that taco seasoning flavor in the sauce. It does have a small hint of a heat. I couldn't do it, but I am very, very sensitive to anything like that. Excessively sensitive. I hate it. But so it wasn't for me, but I could still have the bites, which I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do. So I'm really glad that I tried.
Like if there was
it's also really good. It's also really good because I did dip it in the garlic sauce. That was really good.
Oh, you did enjoy that.
Yeah.
Then the garlic bread, top tier bread with a elevated Papa John's garlic sauce.
Elevated. I love that.
Elevated. You know what I mean? Because it's absolute cinema. It's absolute theme park.
I really like the steaked grilled chicken. I do wish that there was more chicken. I also wish though, like it comes on a pita bread. It's awkward because it's like on a skewer. So then you feel like the need to eat the chicken. And I wish that I had melded it a little bit better.
Yeah.
The salsa roja was a little had a little tiny kick. It wasn't too
bad.
Not
one that was like, I gotta stay away from this. A sip of water would have cleared it up.
Yeah, very fair.
I will say this. I didn't realize that the pita was also grilled because I thought that was the chicken. And once Mama Hilton was like, no, that's a pita bread. If this was a sandwich, I would have tore that up.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, take it off of
with forks and
take
knives.
it off the skewer. That would be my suggestion. Take it off the skewer and roll it.
Oh my God, that pita bread was delicious.
Because it was on the naan, yeah.
It was so good. Then drink wise, I got one of the that's still black balls. Well,
you got this one, the special.
Oh, I did. Mm-hmm. This is the mocktail, which will come into play at a meet and greet. Yes. I forget what the mocktail was called. If you could look it up,
I gotcha.
That would be fantastic. I don't have my cheater, so I don't know if I actually have the mead. I've been promoting the Monacane. So this is the Monacane.
It's the pineapple syrup, Monin blue raspberry syrup, passion fruit syrup, emerald luster dust, and Sprite.
Yeah.
And it is a mocktail. And you get to keep the cup.
You get to keep the beaker that you get.
Yeah. And it has numbers on it, which I thought was really cool.
So I think that is ingenious, by the way. And this is why. To fast forward to our meet and greet with Invisible Man. Oh, I don't want to give this spoiler. Just pin it. Remember, we're pinning this. The Invisible Man meet and greet. Let's go on. So food-wise, were you happy? There's much more food.
Oh, yeah.
There's a steakhouse that we didn't go to. There is a food stand that we did not check out. And like we felt leaving the park, we were like, yes, we did not get to do everything. But boy, oh boy, it makes it exciting.
Yes, to go back. And I was also going to say, we tried a lot of food. Like, in the other lands and portals, like we tried a lot. Again,
there's more we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Patreon and later in this episode.
Yeah.
But really quickly, my mind is scrambling because of how much we've done. In the Burning Blade, we had the mocktail.
Yes.
The Monacane. And we also had
ordered a special
crossbow.
Yes.
Which was a mead plus Strongbow cider, and
which is not on the menu.
It's not. This is a secret menu, a la kin to the triple at
you got to know it.
Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they are continuing the secret menu to other lands.
Yes.
And honest to God, I loved this drink so much so I want to buy a mead and Strongbow to recreate here.
Let's do it.
Because the taste of it, and I told this to Brooke, and if you're old head like me, there was a drink, and I told her this.
Yep, you did.
I was like, I loved this alcohol beverage called B to the E, Budweiser Energy. They got rid of it because B to the E would kill you. It's alcohol and energy drink. This is literally the closest thing I've ever, pretty much. This is literally the closest thing I've ever tasted to have that same akin.
Okay.
Boy, oh boy, I love this. I could have had 3 of these immediately. Just drink responsibly.
Yeah.
But I would have had 3 back to back to back.
It was very easy.
I've never had mead. Like I've had wine.
Oh,
but mead is something I don't go to a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've had it. It's just not your go-to.
It's not my go-to. Yeah. So the fact that they figured out 2 different alcohol,
it was a nice soft mix with it,
and it had a beautiful red blood color, and I thought that was all important and great. So this is our food experience. Let's go to ride experience. Frankenstein's Monster Castle Extravaganza Monsters Unchained TM. That's the title of the ride. So we got
clap it out.
We got, I would say, 60% of the 60% of the queue, the important part of the queue. Like 60% of the queue, 90% importance of the queue. The queue is gorgeous. The queue is, you're in this like laboratory, wires are going places. The blue light is shining. I mean, absolutely, bar none, top 10 huge you've ever seen in your life. And then eventually, Igor, you go to a waiting room and Igor tells you about the ride. A very cute way to caution you to ride this while also making jokes. Then you get to the pre-show area where we meet Victoria Frankenstein, who is doing a experiment in making better decisions than the original Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Because she has created her own Frankenstein monster. But Dracula, she's like, I've tamed this mother sucker. She really fucking hasn't tamed this mother sucker, which comes to play. And then the ride. I don't know if we spoil the ride or just say stuff.
No spoils.
No spoils.
No, because we're still in preview. So
Zach,
here's what I will say.
Spoil?
Sure, we can do it at the end.
Well, no, like we can do that at the end of May.
Yeah.
We'll do a spoiler ride on Zach.
I love it.
My thoughts on this ride. And again, if you're watching or listening, I know you have watched vloggers, you have heard all the tales that they could say. This is very much like Harry Potter and the ride at Hogsmeade, Forbidden Journey. It has that ride mechanic. It's slower than that ride mechanic.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make you feel dizzy.
It wants you to see the animatronics. You do not wear 3D glasses, so you can see the beautiful 4K, 8K, whatever the screen is showing. The monsters that are at play. This is my only spoiler. It's damn near all of them, but Bride and Invisible Man. Again, meet and greet later. And the story it tells within the ride with the Easter eggs to HHN. I don't know if there's only been one ride that I love equally.
Okay.
I will not say more because that ride did make me fucking which was Gringotts.
Oh, okay.
Gringotts made me
I thought it was Ministry.
No. Gringotts made me But this ride made me And
not with you with that.
Podcast version's gonna love that. This was everything I needed because it wasn't as scary as an HHN house, which I feel people feared. I think it showed the beautifulness of the monsters. I think it showed the storytelling of Universal monsters from the 30s to now. Absolutely a perfect ride. Anybody can write it.
Yeah. Well,
Mama Hilton wrote it.
I was going to say, Mom Hilton wrote it.
Mama Hilton
wrote it. And then Kid Hilton wrote it. Now, here's what I will say. Kid Hilton is, as you know, very, he's 7. He just turned 7. But he's also very knowledgeable about Universal monsters and also what is real, what is not real, and that aspect. So there is not a correct or right or wrong answer to, can my kid ride this? You know your kid. You know what would scare your kid or not scare your kid. I do think that it is very minimally scary. There are a few points where you might be like, oh my God, like it's not even a big jump scare. It's like minimal jump scare. He loved it. There were a few times he did scream, but like in a good way, like not like way. I'm scared scream.
It's that
like in a like
entertaining scream that way.
Yeah.
It's a very what I do of just like, I love it.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt of this land. It's a scream, love it.
Animatronics in this ride are
unbelievable.
Chef's kiss, are just unbelievable. And they do such a good job between having the animatronics and having the screens and having it balanced and having it not seem like one of the biggest things that I feel like people knock with Universal is like all the screens, all the screens, all the screens.
Universal Studios.
I would not say this at all. Like, I would not say that this is a screen ride, which is crazy because there are screens, but I just don't feel like that is the focal point. Like, it's like a lot of background screens, if that makes sense.
It is Universal's answer, though shorter, because I think it's unfair to say of the ride I'm going to talk about is its pre-show. This is Universal's answer to Rise of the Resistance.
Oh, yeah.
It's complete.
The pre-show. Yes.
There's a pre-show with animatronics, then you actually get on the ride.
Yeah.
This is the answer to that. And I think they fucking knock it out.
Oh, yeah. They literally was like, Star who what?
Star who?
Star
whores.
And listen, there were people getting off the ride that I heard that were like, it's okay. I thought they were mental. And I love Universal Monsters. I'm not as obsessed as you are, and I loved the ride. That's what I just want it to be like a fair.
It's really funny.
Look at it.
When they announced it, I was so gung-ho. But if you go back to recordings, if you go back to probably even Hunter's podcast time, I said, oh no, it's a Universal Monster section. Is it going to get as much love? When we did the trip, and like the Frankenstein's ride only has 20-minute waits. It scared me because I was just like, because they're not zeitgeist outside of horror. This is what
I would not claim this as a horror land. Like, I wouldn't say, no. I mean, in the sense of like, yes, it is, but I wouldn't say, I don't want people to be like, this land is scary. I don't want to go in there, because I would not suggest this. Like I said earlier,
it's gateway.
Some of the best interactions, funniest interactions were in this land.
And with that, everything accurate to what you know.
Right.
And that's what's important, is this is for everybody. If you are a horror person, this land, get your kid into it.
Yes.
If you're a horror person, you love the Easter eggs you get to see. There are scary moments, but nothing is at like it's not terrifying.
Right. And I will say
it shouldn't be.
Mama Hilton, I grew up, and if you've watched the show, you've heard this. I grew up of like not watching scary movies because they were like scary. I'm the person that even in like Disney movies, if there's any kind of like boo, like I scream, like I'm so ridiculous. I think if anything, even just walking the land and going in, like you're not going to have any scary moments within that land.
Like there's not scare actors coming out and
right. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So I don't want anybody to ever be hesitant to go into this land. There's not scare actors on the ride either. Like you have animatronics moving around. I think that regardless, going in and knowing like, okay, these are not real. Like, I mean, I don't want to be like that.
No,
but like,
and I'll throw this pick up. Like, this is you walking around.
Yeah.
If you're willing to just do a goofy fucking face while also with something that is gothic and horror, it fucking works.
Right.
Like, sorry, this is a spoiler. Like, this is the animatronic that's in the pre-show of the ride. Yeah. Nothing too daunting. No. It's just it's cartoonish.
Again, and you gotta know what
they did a good job with the cartoon.
Whatnot.
So
it was also very smooth. Like the ride itself was very smooth, and not motion sickness, not anything. I felt like the moves were very good. The only thing that I will say, and hopefully this can also help you out, if in the pre-show there's a little bit about moving and Igor moving.
All comedy.
And it's Igor moving.
I keep saying Igor because I say it because of Young Frankenstein. I'm sorry.
Kid Hilton got very worried.
Yeah, I would too. When so basically it shows you the ride movement.
And that he has control of it moving around.
But also it's the Forbidden Journey ride mechanic. So like
there's one point when it's like
but it's supposed to play for laughs. And for a 7-year-old, that's hard to understand.
Yeah, he was like, is it gonna do that? And we're like, no.
The ride's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Land 10 out of 10.
We're not done. So land 10 out of 10, ride 10 out of 10, meet and greet time. Food 10 out of 10.
Food 10 out of 10.
Meet and greet time. So we met with the Invisible Man, which you can see I met here, which goddamn he looks so glorious. Fun. And then
he really knocked it out of the park.
He does. And we're going to start with that of why I loved it. Then this is Family Hilton meeting Frankenstein's monster and the bride. To go back to the Invisible Man, though, what really sold that to me is that we went through the ride, and one of my first things was like, the bride wasn't on this ride, Invisible Man's not on this ride. When we met him, he was yelling at us, do not go to that castle. Do not be a part of this experiment because Victoria's crazy. She's goddamn butters.
Yeah.
And I love that. And then he brought up the Monocaine, the drink, and I was like, oh, he had it. Our kid. And then he focused on our kid to be like, do you feel weird? Do you feel powers? This is something that is going to help us win the battle. This is going to help us win the war. And I'm like,
it was just so organic and storytelling, as well as the improv met with the storyline.
Right. Like he always could go off point to get back to that bullet
this point. Is what I will give credit, because I feel like you have that is true acting when it comes to that, right? Like you're fed, okay, this is the story of LA and this is where you need to stay.
Right.
You don't know what guests are going to say. So it is very improv-y. And like I said, the way he was able to lean into it and bring it back and tell us things about the area and progress the story within the area, just knocked it out of the park. Made us also feel, I think, very seen and heard, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like it gave credence to be there. It felt like I had an interaction with not just a person, but this entire thing we're going through.
Yeah.
And it just added on.
And it wasn't with the scenario of being like, oh, you want a photo? All right.
Right. And then from there, we went and met with Frankenstein's monster and the bride after the ride. And I know you said that at the time, so I'm very curious if you still feel this. Is this the best, or at least one of the best interactions that you have had at a character meet and greet?
So it is the best. And I say that because of the conversation all the way around. There is something that I hold very near and dear to my heart of Kid Hilton when he was a lot younger, meeting Spider-Man and saying all of his information that he knew, and Spider-Man was literally like, I think you know more than I do, type thing. Which was funny because he was like, oh, you know about that person? Oh, you know, because at the time, Kid Hilton was 4 years old, he was young.
I was like, how do you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Mr. Negative.
That made my heart warm like no other. But this scenario, they were just so interactive with everyone and very on par and on point, and made me laugh, made you laugh hysterically. And I felt like
it'd be
played so true. I felt like with this meet and greet, I felt like, and this is where I feel, this is why it's a knockout, my favorite ever. I felt like this is what my interaction would truly be if I met Bride and Frankie. If they were real people, this is what my interaction would be. This is what it felt so real. Not like I was meeting characters playing them.
It's so funny that you say this.
And it wasn't just what they were saying, it was their movement. It was all of it.
Little,
oh my, like, wow.
So like jarred by the electricity that she's very, you're right. Okay. So this is what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Ever since you said that, I didn't believe it. Because I'm like, we've met so many motherfuckers. And I have to go back to everybody that I've had interactions with through any Universal or Disney, because I thought about my interaction with Gaston. I'm thinking about interactions that we did do at different Harry Potter places. I'm thinking all these
there are fun ones,
there
right?
are definitely fun ones.
And there are ones that you walk away and they're like, that was amazing.
You said something important that I didn't even grasp onto. Everybody in our group gets to have a memory because, and I don't want to dive too deep into it because it is our thing or whatever, but I will say at the beginning of this, Frankenstein and Bride were like, what do you enjoy to Kid Hilton? And we were like, don't you play soccer? And he goes, yeah, I play soccer. And Frankenstein's monster goes, soccer. Why would I soccer?
Yeah.
Why would I soccer?
Yeah, it's me.
And Bride jumping in being like, you do not hit.
You're right.
Do not hit. And they both went on a tangent to each other about it. And it felt very like, wow.
It was so organic.
Yes.
It was so organic. And that's where I was saying, even like the improv, and I love the other characters in there. And it's really funny because everyone,
you're right, though.
Everyone has been talking about, now you've got me questioning Igor. Igor, thank you.
Igor's great.
And he's phenomenal. By far phenomenal. He's like hilarious, right? And very he's just funny.
He's just interactive and great with the improv that you're giving him.
But wow.
Yeah, wow. No,
I don't
like
think
you said.
I don't think people are giving enough effort. And there was also a person in front of us,
right,
that I will say was
very Igor. We're not even talking.
I know.
About
hold on. That was very invested and listen. He was very clearly on the spectrum.
Right.
And I felt like he was in a world like this was real. And they
never pushed him.
Never. Yeah. It was just so organic. Cause I was listening. I was like, what's you gonna say?
I felt like we had a 7-minute conversation.
Yeah. But it wasn't.
We had a 7-minute conversation.
And it really wasn't, but it felt like that. Like I felt, it's odd because I felt very much like this. I felt like this was something that I should have paid for.
Yes, because when we were waiting in line, it's a line meet and greet. And this is, again, why I think it is the best meet and greet that I've done. When we met Spider-Man, it's like, hey, I'm Spider-Man. Come here, kid. Let's take a picture. To let you know, Brian and Frankie were on the way. The door that they come out of, purple light goes around it, and then music plays, and it opens, and she slowly comes out at the right moment of a crescendo, and then fucking here comes Frankie to a crescendo.
Again, I felt like this is something I should have paid extra for.
Yeah. So, this being said, just talking about this land, how do you feel with your Dark Universe experience?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. Like I desperately want to go back.
I feel the same. I can't wait to go back. I joked around before it opened, like I'd live here. Kid Hilton said it after we left. I'd live here.
Did he really?
Yeah, you don't know this?
Didn't.
Talk to him after we record.
Okay.
He'll tell you. He was like, I love our hotel. I wish we stayed here. Like, let's remove. Let's look. I'll call Universal.
So
we'll see. We'll book the suite at Frankenstein Manor. All right. So we don't have to, depending how you go, because this is your thing. We also are going to talk about the Ministry of Magic, the Perry of the situation.
And here's what I'm going to lean into. The reason that we're talking about it on this is because it is the Ministry of Magic, and it deals with Dolores Umbridge, who is a villain.
Yeah.
So it goes along with and the Death Eaters, which are again part of HHN.
And going into what we talked about earlier of like on the outside, you could see some things because I remember seeing some stuff, but then you look at this picture, you don't know that there's a theme park behind this.
No,
you don't. No. You really don't. And
which is crazy because it is huge.
It is.
It is.
It's very
huge. Like I walked in and everybody kept being like, "It is double the scale," and I'm like, "Okay." There's nothing that can prepare you for walking into that.
Oh no.
And it's so odd because it's something that like you obviously see in the movies and Fantastic Beasts. Like you have to watch the second one.
Which
to
I'm
really
so
get
glad
that feeling.
We did.
Yes, me too.
There's so many references.
There's so many spots and things like that.
Yeah.
And
the circus, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. And we did not get to see the circus.
No.
I will give heads up that when we went, they were no longer doing the virtual queue. It was standby. It was one of the first things that we hit going into the park.
One of the first things.
It is
the first thing.
Well, we hit something else before that, but it wasn't a ride. It was just the thing.
That doesn't. No,
I know, but I'm just saying. So we went essentially directly stood in line until the portal opened. Then
Smartest play.
Then went directly to Ministry of Magic and.
Okay. So I want to give a little look at this. We're not at the portal. Look how many people are at this portal.
And this, I would say,
Brooke's not even.
I was one of the first 50 people in the park.
Yes. Yes. Oh, 100%. And we saw people running, which is always hysterical and yada, yada, yada. But this is what I want to actually put in the realm here. Up until the day we went, the ride for Ministry of Magic was always virtual queue. For the entire planning of this trip, Ethan Hunt style, we were like, all of us are getting on our phones. Adult Hilton,
I bought an extra charger because I figured
we're going to have to play this. And then the day before, we heard it's going to be a standby line that day.
That morning, while we were in line, when you went on to the wait times, it said it was closed today.
It said closed. Our hearts dropped because of that. Because not only was that a drop, Curse of the Werewolf.
Yeah.
Curse of the Werewolf was, and it sucks because those, but what we said was, it's preview.
Yep.
I cannot judge this because it's preview.
For sure. And we need to
make sure opening, everything's great.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to judge what I did not get the ride.
Right.
I'm going to just be here for what I get. But then everybody's made that way. And I even showed you, I was like, opens up at 9.
Yeah.
They changed it from closed to open up to 9.
And we had said even before that, we were like, look, we're going to go. And
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Because we knew.
A time. We set a directive time. If nothing gets to happen, we got to go and do our day.
We knew that this was obviously going to be the hot commodity, which it was. 5 hours.
Obviously. It's a
5 hour
dude, this shit gets up to 400 minutes.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Memes are being done.
Yeah.
Like of the person holding the sign. I saw one, it was from Fear and Beer Pod, an HHN one. It was like the line to Ministry of Magic goes to September at HHN, and it's in front of the arches with an HHN logo. That's funny.
That's funny. Yeah.
They're great
Very
at
on
memes.
par.
If you want some memes, go for them. But I think we start with the ride because that is the first thing that we did. We stood in the queue, opens at 9. We get in and we're walking. Everybody's kind of taking a glance at the area. It is bigger than Diagon, by a bit.
It's very
daunting.
Overwhelming. Yeah.
It's daunting.
It's very overwhelming.
Which I didn't want to take in.
And here's what I will tell you. Pro tip.
Yeah.
Tip
me.
Which I was not expecting. And I'm very thankful because I was feeling very overwhelmed. It's we stopped to do the photos right away. So there's 2 things of the pro tip. When you exit the ride, you end up back in the Ministry of Magic. Yes. So you get that whole feeling again, which I was very thankful for because I don't feel like I took it in enough the first time because I was so excited.
Oh, you cried.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you can also just go in and just see that as well. But the pro tip is that you do get to see it again on the way out.
Take it in the first time, go through the ride. When you come back, take your photos.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. So because when you take it in, you think in your mind, oh, I should take a photo. Don't worry about it. It's gonna come back.
Yeah, I mean, you can take it. You can take your like
initial. If you want that cry
like
face.
When I looked at my photos from before, like you could tell that I was like, my face.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're not even showing the photos. We have
my face. Here. I don't think you have the first one. Do you?
Have.
Yeah, that's the end.
That's the second time that you took it, and the other one that I have.
Yeah, I mean, yes. So that's the first one. You can see on my face, like I'm just so shocked. Like I'm not even fully taking it up. Like that is not my cute photo.
If you want a cute photo, save it for the end. If you want an authentic,
well, you might still be a little blubbering mess, but you got a little bit more time to take things in. Like you're not, the view is over the top.
Dude,
the Easter eggs. I mean, oh my God. I feel like I went through it and was pointing out all this stuff. I know I missed a gazillion of them.
Yeah, there's so much more you need to get. I will say,
and also just know you can tell the person behind you, hold your horses. I'm taking a photo. It'll be okay.
Well, we didn't even. So we get in line, we go through the line or whatever. We do wait 1 hour. It
was supposed to open at 9. It didn't open till 10.
We didn't get through till 10.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
It didn't open. Like it wasn't us waiting necessarily in line for it to move along. It didn't actually open until 10.
We were at the front.
Yeah.
We were at the point of like, go into this lane and that's your ride. The thing about it is right before the pre-show. So if you have ridden it, if you do, there's a elf. Are they elves? What's Dolby? An elf? Yeah. There's an elf pre-show.
It's Umbridge elf.
It's Umbridge's elf that we right before then is where we're stopped. And it is a long stop in a room that I got uncomfortable for a bit because of heat. And I haven't been in this kind of situation.
It's where Mad Eye and Neville's parent.
I'm sorry. Not that, because we are giving kind of spoilerific things there. Because I do feel very like I didn't expect Mad Eye Moody.
Oh, okay.
Hey, low key, my favorite character is Mad Eye.
Oh, I get that.
So when I saw Mad Eye moving in a painting,
dude, the amount of
done.
The amount of paintings and things in this portal blew my mind.
Favorite Snape just jacking off. Didn't expect that.
Oh my God.
Boom. If you rode the ride, you know that's not true. And that was for you. This is what I'll say overall for the ride itself.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Universal that I love is that their slogan from the get-go, ride the movies.
Yeah.
And going into this, I've always said, I was like, Forbidden Journey is a deleted scene from Harry Potter.
No, Gringotts.
Oh, Gringotts is the deleted scene from Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. Forbidden Journey is a different.
That's more of a ride in the movie.
That's a ride than a movie, but it's still like I feel like I'm there.
Yeah.
This feels like a sequel. If you are a Harry Potter fan,
you made the best comparison for me. You said this reminded me in the sense of the Bride house, how it's an extension and its own story. And you feel like you're getting something like a little bonus.
I get that bonus. I get that thing.
That's what this felt like.
And that's how I feel about the ride without spoilers.
But I feel like for our audience that's listening to this, that would be my best comparison. And that's yours, but it's phenomenal.
They described it this way. You're in the Ministry of Magic. Dolores Umbridge is escaping about the Time Turner some shit. I think this ride does a really great job of combining Harry Potter with the Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
Because beasts are important in this world, and they make it known in the ride, which I think is great. That being said, the animatronics are top notch. The acting for the characters, if it's them or if it's not, I don't know. But their lookalikes are fucking dead on.
So one of the spoilers that I got for this,
and
this is not really a spoiler,
is
people said the animatronics are so good that you do start to question, like, wait, is that like,
is that them?
Yeah, like not them, but like, is that a person? Like, like how,
specifically Death Eaters.
Yes,
the Death Eaters in this, which that's spooky. That
I
runs with this.
Was like, okay,
could you imagine?
Okay, like it's a fucking animatronic. Right. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, look at the hands,
bro.
The hands.
That shit was so damn real.
No, the hands give it away.
I know, but that shit was so real. That shit was so real. And there's part of me, like, I was so sad because the photos weren't working.
Yes.
But I was also so thankful.
Because you just put them.
No, I think I was literally just like.
Yeah.
No, you're right, like, oh my God, what am I watching?
So my favorite part about the ride, for anybody can ride this ride.
Yes.
If you are specifically a Harry Potter fan that doesn't do thrill-seeking rides, if you wrote this,
like, I felt like I was in the Ministry of Magic on that stupid elevator.
That's what I'm talking about. The elevator fox, the story fox.
It's a must do.
From going into that, it's top tier entertainment, thrill entertainment that I've ever.
Yeah, it's funny because people are like, I would not wait 5 hours. I would.
Yeah, because you're a Harry Potter fan.
Fair.
Now you just brought up different fucking things. These schmucks coming out here being like, I'm not waiting 3 hours for a ride. You shouldn't, because all you're doing is vlogging whatever drink or vlogging whatever area. Fans of the property, fans of Harry Potter should be waiting in this line. Because it is something that they want. I don't need you to vlog it, guy who doesn't give a shit.
I think what cracks me up with this is, like, think about the wait time for Hagrid's.
Yeah, right.
And
it's a roller
phenomenal.
Coaster.
It's a roller coaster. Phenomenal roller coaster, right?
That's why.
Hold on. But for this,
this is the only sequel we've had since the Cursed Child, which not everybody gets. So this is yet another sequel that you get of this world, which is showing you why the demand for a real Harry Potter sequel is wanted. Like, I know WB is doing the TV show, and the TV show is going to be that.
Yeah.
But the TV show is going to be the TV show. This movie franchise is clamoring for all these characters.
Ride is a 10 out of 10. There's a moment in this when it goes from animatronic to screen.
You can even tell.
So I was shocked at how well. I was like, wow, okay.
Right.
I think I actually clapped.
Right.
Like, it was so good.
Right.
And there were just other moments in there where I'm
going to put it in here and no one knows, but you're just going to talk about it. I'm going to throw a picture up.
Okay.
And when I throw that picture up, they're going to get your reaction. Butterbeer Creek. Butterbeer Crate.
Okay. You want to know what makes me mad about this? Is that
I think is this the place?
It is.
Half the place. I don't have the Butterbeer Crate.
Here's my issue with this. Hold on. Yeah. Here's my issue with this. So many people.
Yeah.
Because I was adamant, like, listen, I'm a foodie. I love food.
Yeah.
I love food.
It's your jam, baby.
Kept telling you, like, I was more excited about different food places around Epic than some of
right.
All right. So everybody could be like, oh my God, it is so sweet. Like, just be prepared. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, it is sweet. I don't think that it is overly sweet. I had other things that were very, very sweet. If you're telling me it is a butterbeer crepe, that is exactly what I got.
And
I think I don't even like a full butterbeer. I don't even like a full butterbeer.
Yeah.
Because that is too much for me.
Yeah.
This was so, like, hands down, I will put it to this. Zach, literally, you looked at me and were literally said to me, this is the slowest I have ever seen you eat something.
It took you 15, 20
and
minutes.
It's because I was savoring each and every bite. Like, I did not want it to end at all. And they did such a good job of adding the strawberries to, like, balance some of the flavor. Cut up those strawberries, make it last.
Make it last.
The
strawberries gave a good, not sweet.
And I will say, because I was kind of shocked because it's $20.
Yeah.
But you get a drink with it.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
And I didn't know that. And I was willing to pay the $20 for just the crate.
Because it was 2 of them.
And the drinks range, like, you can get a butterbeer with it if you want. Could. I didn't, because I knew I was getting a butterbeer crepe. So I got
strawberry iced tea with mint.
Yes, which I was so refreshing.
Refresh.
And they have some of their other specialty drinks there that were included with that. So I felt like it really was like a good meal in a sense. We got 2 because there were 5 of us.
Yeah, we all split it. Everybody tore it up.
Let me tell you, I will eat that all on my own next time.
Brooke, can I tell you something?
Huh?
Can I tell you something?
Tell me.
It's my favorite dessert.
Really? You're not a dessert guy.
Since apple pie.
You're not a dessert guy. I'm a dessert person. I love desserts. I have a sweet tooth like there's no tomorrow.
Like Ma
and not like
Hilton
a sweet tooth.
Ma Hilton brought up butterscotch, which I do like butterscotch. But the way that the butterscotch caramel, the whip with the strawberry, the crepe, it all tasted elevated. I said it earlier. This was literally, I felt like I was at whatever local, like, rich place that you can eat. They would have made this.
Yeah.
And that's what to me really killed at this park is that when they said France, this felt richer than what I thought I would get.
And I felt like, so there was part of me that felt like I was gonna get more of like a squeezed caramel and squeezed butterscotch.
Yeah.
But it was a mixture of like almost a whipped mousse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the blend of it was it was a thin layer within the crepe that was phenomenal. I was blown away.
Not only my favorite of that. If you told me if I could only get one butterbeer thing, that's the only butterbeer.
For sure. I would get that over a butterbeer any day.
Over a frozen, over a drink.
Yep.
If I'm drinking butterbeer, it's this thing.
Wow. Like, just do it.
Hands down. Do it. So the ride for you was a
10 out of 10.
The food, which was only the crepe, but
10 out of 10. I was going to say, but we did go get a drink.
We went to Moonshine.
And can I tell you, that was a great experience. The
Moonshine experience.
The bartender, phenomenal. He was so fine.
Yeah.
And playful and also very in character.
Yeah, just in character of like you could felt like it was him putting
you felt like you were in a France and Harry Potter.
Yeah. Well, this bar was American.
I had the
you did say au revoir.
I had and it was Quidditch.
It was a Quidditch themed sports
bar, which was so cute.
That's all I wanted.
I had the old fashioned.
Yes.
And you had
I forget what it was, but it
was like the love or something like that. It's the one with absinthe in it.
Absinthe and another alcohol. It was great.
Which was also a really good fun show that they put along with it. I thought that was very cute.
He was very interactive of just who we are and acting. He was like, "Oh, you want that bonus?" And took a wand and put a spell on it.
So cute.
Tasty drink. I think a lot of people are overhyping the alcohol taste. It does feel very like it felt like any alcohol beverage that you would get in City Walk.
Now, here's what I will say: my moonshine, or not my moonshine, sorry, my old fashioned, top tier old fashioned. The blend was really well.
That's
okay.
My mixed drink, which had several different items.
It wasn't heavy.
People kept going about being like, if you take a sip of this, you're drunk.
Yeah.
I feel there is a strong minty taste.
We do drink. So
you don't know what I'm talking about.
Somebody that may not all the time. And I love that you got to take home the cup. I thought that was
you get a stemless wine look,
plastic, but like in a good way.
But it says moonshine on it. It's a very simple souvenir.
Yes,
that is wonderful.
That's fun. And I will also say, so going throughout the land, we walked around. I loved it. It's also very hard because, like, I'm not a huge Fantastic Beasts person.
No one is.
So having that connection is not the same as Diagon Alley or Hogsmeade. 100%. But the spells were very fun in there. Kid Hilton was going around doing the spells and having fun.
Yeah.
There is a part in this land that I was astounded for. I wish that I would have been able to do it, but the person was taking a lot of the time and probably should have moved on. But I did.
Them, the thing itself was very inquisitive.
It was a portrait that was interactive to the person talking, to the point of saying your name, saying what you like, telling you what to do. Like, oh, okay. Like it was
portrait character.
It was like the fountain.
Yep, at Islands.
And the head at the night bus.
Oh, night bus. Yeah.
That were so interactive. But wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like I was like, oh my gosh. Like I could not believe how phenomenal.
We saw it at the end.
And it's over by the bathrooms.
Yeah. Which looks very Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
Or the bad guy version of Diagon Alley, like that area. It's very to its own. You could tell it's separated. So if you come into the portal and to the right, there's some bathrooms. If you keep following it, you get to this old-timey world.
And I will say, like, overall, I thought it was beautiful, breathtaking. I thought that there were so many nods to Fantastic Beasts, to Harry Potter, to all the way around. Like it felt magical in there. Right. I walked away with the again, we're mug people. I loved the Ministry of Magic mug. I was between that and the Metro Flu. I thought they were both great. I just that ride blew me away.
And for me, Dark Universe with the Frankenstein experiment, I got a whiskey glass that has
Darkmoor on it.
It says Frankenstein Manor, and then on the back, back front, whatever you want to call, has almost like blueprint look of the Frankenstein castle with a blue hue
on it.
It's gorgeous. It was fucking gorgeous. And I sit here and I'm so mad at myself because I can't buy it online. The Burning Blade, they do not sell the pint glass online.
I know.
And now that I know that it's not, I should have fucking bought it. I should have fucking bought it.
We'll go back.
That's all.
That's what you get the second time. Yeah.
Nailed it. Epic Universe was epic. That's all I'll say. Full review will be on Zak's Speakeasy. We'll get into that later. But these two lands were breathtaking and absolutely to the name of epic. And I appreciate it. Any other last comments?
Go in expecting to just soak it in. That's what I will try
so hard to just
take a
look, enjoy. I remember when we were eating the crepe, because it is one of the first things I was just like, I gotta take this in because this is way different than anything I've ever been a part of. And also, I want you to understand,
immersed.
I never really gave the love to it. I did get choked up and teary-eyed through the queue of the Ministry of Magic ride.
I just never in my wildest dreams would have felt myself there. And like you kind of said it to me earlier, you were like, you're literally looking at it and being like, this is where Harry fought Voldemort.
Well, not Harry, Dumbledore fought Voldemort.
Well, Harry fought Voldemort and then Dumbledore fought Voldemort. Yeah.
That's all that came to play.
Yes. All that came into play. Yeah. All of it, like thinking of the Ministry of Magic and all of the different things.
Man.
And it's again a good balance between animatronics, set pieces, which were like, I literally was like, who the fuck made this? How did they get this in here? And how is this not on like in my mind? Okay, there was a point where it was like, there was something that I saw actually in both. There's two things that I saw in both of them, in Darkmoor and in Harry Potter. That was like, how did they had to have made this here? Because nowhere did I see this on any truck bed going down 95.
Right.
And this is massive.
Yeah.
It's massive.
They
and it wasn't an illusion. It was just like massive set pieces.
You thought the tiles at fucking Stella Luna were great?
You was taking
feel the tiles on this.
I was. And the
watch you touch everything.
The detail, minor, simple detail that shouldn't even be a thing or focus was like crown molding.
That's how we end it.
Yep. You're welcome.
Thank you for listening, watching, however you're doing this. Instagram, Threads, Death Curse Club, YouTube, Death Curse Club. We're on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music. Just search Death Curse Club. If podcast is your thing, later this week we are releasing our thoughts on Isle of Berk and Nintendo Land and Ancestral Park, and we will give our overall thoughts on Epic Universe as a whole on Zach Speakeasy. And I'll even do this at the $2 level. If you just want to support this show for a month, just 1 month, support us, $2 level. You can get all our thoughts. Plus, we are going to get into another episode of our vacation we did a couple of weeks ago where we were on a cruise that's still been we needed to record, but guess what? We went to Epic Universe. We had so many other things we had to do. So thanks for listening. Yes. Thanks for watching. We'll spook you later. Brooke, if you want to say something, go for it. Oh, fuck. We haven't recorded.
What? Oh, my God.
It scared you, though.
I really did. Like, I was like, what is